All right, let's just jump right in. If you're an independent artist, listen up, because there's a hard truth we need to talk about. It kind of goes against everything you've probably been taught about the music industry. We're going to dig into this pretty radical idea today, that your music, it's not actually the most valuable thing you create anymore.
You see, for decades, for generations, artists were all told the same thing. It was like the guiding principle, the North Star for every musician out there. It's what shaped the dreams of, countless artists.
And what was that idea? It was this: your music is your most valuable asset. The belief that the actual recording, the song itself, was the main product. Super simple, right? You make a great song, you sell it, you build a career. It was tangible. And honestly, for a long, long time, that was absolutely true.
But here's the thing. In today's music business, that statement, well, it's a lie. It's become a myth. And believing that myth is what keeps so many artists trapped in a system that, let's be real, was not built for them. So why is it a lie? Okay, let's break it all down.
Okay, so first up, the attention engine. To really get what's changed, we've got to pull back the curtain and see how the modern music economy really works. 'Cause spoiler alert, it's not about selling songs anymore. Nope, it's all about capturing attention.
And this right here is the biggest shift. Think about it. In the old model, music was a product. You could hold a vinyl record, a CD. You owned a physical thing. But now, music is basically a service, a utility, like your water or electricity. You just access it through these giant streaming platforms. It's not priced like a special product anymore because for a whole generation of fans, it just isn't one.
So check out this value chain. It's pretty wild. Your music, that's the fuel that gets the engine started. A fan streams your song. Great. But here's the kicker. For the platform, the most important thing isn't the stream itself. Oh no. It's the data that stream creates. Who's listening? Where are they? What songs do they skip? What do they put on repeat? That is the real gold. The platforms sell that data, and you get a tiny, tiny fraction of a penny.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's such an uncomfortable truth. We hear it all the time, right? The music industry is broken. The streaming payouts are a joke. But what if it's not broken at all? What if it's working exactly the way it was designed to work? See, the system was never designed to pay you for your songs. It was designed to extract value from your fans' behavior.
So what does that make you, the artist, in this whole equation? Well, it totally reframes your role. In this model, you're a content supplier. Your job is to just keep feeding the machine, feeding that behavior engine with new music. The platform gets to own all the long-term value, and what do you get? Short-term exposure.
All right, so that's the problem. It's a big one. But what's the solution? The answer isn't to try and fight the platforms. That's a losing battle. It's about building something that they can't control. Let's talk about the path to real, actual independence.
Man, I love this quote. Exposure is not currency if you don't own the door. It just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The platforms promise you all this exposure. But think about it. When a fan discovers you on Spotify, do you know who they are? Can you email them? No. The platform owns that relationship. They own the door. And if you don't own the door, that exposure is just another word for dependence.
And this chart just lays it all out plain and simple. On a platform, you're talking through an algorithm. You have basically zero access to data, and your career is totally volatile. But when you own the relationships, your communication is direct and unfiltered, you get all the data, you build something permanent and stable, and the most important part? You are in control.
So how do we actually start building this? It starts with this idea I like to call the fan passport. Now, this isn't some new app you have to download, okay? It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's all about turning those anonymous listeners into a real, known community by connecting who they are, like, say, their email address, to what they do over time.
So, every time a fan does something meaningful, think of it like getting a stamp in their passport. They signed up for your email list? Boom, that's a stamp. Bought a t-shirt on Bandcamp? Another stamp. Came to a show? Whoa, that's a big one. You're literally building a history, a detailed record of who your true supporters actually are.
Okay, so let's get practical. This might sound a little complicated, but I promise you, it's not. It really just comes down to using a few simple but super powerful tools that put the ownership back where it belongs, in your hands.
First up, and this is non-negotiable, your website. This is your home. It's the one and only place online that you truly 100% control. Use something like Squarespace or WordPress. It doesn't matter what happens to Instagram or TikTok tomorrow. You'll always have your website.
Next up, email.
I know, it's boring, right? But that's its superpower. Email is your direct line to your fans. There's no algorithm that can get in the way and block it. An email list is, without a doubt, one of the most valuable assets you can possibly own as an independent artist. Seriously.
And of course, we've got to talk about Bandcamp. It's so much more than just a storefront. It's a relationship-building machine. Every single time someone buys your music or a piece of merch, that purchase is automatically linked to their email address. You're building your fan history from day one, automatically collecting those crucial first passport stamps.
So you do all this work. What's the long-term payoff? What's the point? Well, it's about making a fundamental shift, moving away from chasing that fleeting, temporary attention and toward building a durable, lasting career that you can actually count on. Let's take touring, for example. For most artists, it's a massive gamble, right? You book a show and just hope people show up. But when you own your data, you stop guessing where your fans are. You know. You know which cities have the most people who bought your last album. All of a sudden, touring isn't a money pit, it's a smart, strategic decision.
And this is actually bigger than just your career. When a bunch of artists start building on ownership, they create predictability and stability for themselves. And that predictability, that's the foundation for a new music industry middle class. A broad base of real, working artists who earn a consistent, predictable income from their art. Imagine that.
At the end of the day, it really all comes down to this. Ownership compounds. Exposure fades away. It's here today, gone tomorrow. But an owned relationship, that's an asset that grows in value over time. It protects you from the crazy whims of the algorithms and lets you build something that actually lasts. So I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. Are you building an audience or are you building a career? Because building an audience on someone else's platform is temporary. Building a career that you truly own, well, that's forever. And the answer to that question is going to define your entire future in music.